I'm going to be answering every single question that you have about video editors and video editing in general. Oh, and I know what you're thinking. I always know what you're thinking. John, no way you're answering every single question. Try me, because there's not going to be a one video. I'm going to be doing multiple parts of this. But if you still have a question that you want me to answer, well, then go ahead and comment it down below. And by the way, while we're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Can you do that? Like, real quick, like in between us. What got you into video editing in the first place? I used to love watching Minecraft YouTubers, and when I say Minecraft YouTubers, I mean like the OGs, Stampy Longnose, iBallistic Squid, Dan TDM, and I've always wanted to be a part of that. But here's something you probably don't know. This is not my first time trying to make a decent YouTube channel. But I understood that would definitely take a lot of time, and growing up, I had so many responsibilities and financial things to take care of that instead of becoming a YouTuber, I decided to train my skills and sell them. Being a video editor, did you ever have to write a script, do a thumbnail, or get involved in anything outside of your skill base? I never had to do it, to be specific. Like, I never had to do any of those things. But let me tell you one thing, it definitely pays off to be a one-man team. I have done script writing for RoboJoe. I am to this day doing thumbnails for the Rusty Cracker. And also, if you want to be paid well as a video editor, you have to know what makes a good YouTube video. You gotta know what the algorithm likes. To make the long story short, and metaphorically speaking, the more land you cover, the higher and better your empire will be and will be valued a lot more. But that's just my opinion. Do you think you get paid enough? If this was a professional environment, which I am in, a lot of my clients now, it's pretty much a really close, friendly relationship, honestly. With a lot of them, I keep my distance in professional relationship, but with most of them, I feel like I'm getting paid fairly, and I'm getting treated very well as well. Looking at you, Rusty, and Kai. The more time passes, the more you're gonna feel like your skills are undervalued. I'm getting paid probably 1/5 of what I should be getting paid for some of these clients. But I'm not complaining, I'm not whining. If I don't like it, I can just leave and look for others, but I don't want to do that just yet. Why though? I guess we'll have to stick around with the channel to find out. Okay, this is getting interesting. How do you deal with constructive criticism gone wrong? First of all, I feel like construction criticism is the main point of editing. Back when I was working with my agent, which I will not be exposing the name of, Fluffy, but I just roasted him. I would spend hours upon hours on a video and just get basically shit on completely with like 50 things they want me to fix. And they were paying me like a measly 20 to 30 bucks at that time. So definitely making the whole scenario a lot worse. But at the same time, I kind of understood that this is a realm which I'm stepping into, which I'm not really familiar with. So if you're a beginner editor, here's my tip. For a month or two, just take the criticism, be healthy about it, and adjust those small mistakes. You're going to be learning a lot more like I did. You think you know everything until you meet professionals that have their own standards which you have to follow. Follow those standards. What keeps you up on the darkest nights, the lowest lows, the bleeding edge of failure? What keeps you motivated when you feel like there is no motivation? Speak of, my boy, you just wrote a fucking poem to me. I don't know, man. Like right now it's 3 a.m. I'm a little bit sick. I got a headache. I got the flu. I'm still recording nonetheless. It's not gonna be an excuse for me to do less productive work than I always do. Do I have someone or something in my life that keeps me going? No. Do I get paid enough for the shit that I'm doing? Definitely not. What keeps me up at night? Well, it's actually two things. Self-discipline. Doing something you hate, but doing it anyway, and doing it in a way that you make yourself love it. I just threw a whole book at you in like 13 seconds. I'm sorry for that. And the second thing is definitely the future. Looking forward into the channel, building a community of people that are inspired by your dedication and your hard work. People that come to you when they have a question about editing or when they have a question about anything at all. That to me is more motivating than any amount of money and any amount of publicity can get me. I'm sorry if you're looking for like a shortcut, like, oh, I got this girl, or like, oh, I use this smart technique if you buy my course. No, nothing like that. Just fucking do it. It's as simple as that. If I did it, you can do it too, right? In the beginning of my editing career, should I hire/work for an agent? Bad experience with agents, so I can't really, I don't wanna be too much of an asshole. It depends on what you want to do. Do you want to become just a video editor for the rest of your life, working for other channels while helping them grow? Or do you want to also focus on your channel as well, like I am right now at 3:30? If you're here for the money and you just want to start making money as soon as possible, yeah, you should definitely go for an agent. But do understand that it's going to be very, very stressful. Deadlines, stressful talks, low pay. But if you want to make money as soon as possible, 100% go for an agent. I started with an agent because I needed money as soon as possible. But as soon as I had some form of income and I reached out to some of my clients myself, boy, let me tell you, fucking fired him as soon as possible. Oh, this is actually a tough one. What is the most underrated editing software? I used a bunch of software. Most underrated, probably DaVinci Resolve. I just feel like it doesn't get as much credit and clout as it should. More people should use DaVinci Resolve. It's like a free alternative of Premiere. Speaking of free software, what is the most overrated editing software? That one has to go to CapCut, definitely. Now, don't get me wrong. CapCut is an amazing editing software. If you want to get into editing for free as a beginner, CapCut is the way to go. Now, would I recommend CapCut? No. I would recommend Premiere, or if you don't know how to pirate it, not that you should, I would probably recommend DaVinci Resolve. When do I raise the price of my editing services? Whenever your quality is better. Let me give you a really good rule of thumb. Look at people that have a higher price range than yours and look at their work and look at some of the things that they're doing. Is yours as good? Is yours better? Well, then why the are you charging them more? I understand that a lot of your work can feel underrated or underpriced, right? That's just reality of it, okay? You can't just demand more pay because you feel like you're not getting paid less. And if you truly want to raise your price, make sure you earn it. I'm a little bit confused when it comes to pricing. Do I charge hourly or do I charge per video? I charge per video. Relatively straightforward process. There are some people out there that charge hourly. I don't know how that part of the system works actually, but I can tell you charging per video is going to be an excellent job because like you're just straightforward, like, hey man, it's going to charge you this much, pay the money ahead. I do that. At least 50% of the money is getting paid in advance and all of my clients are okay with it. Do I recommend charging per video? Of course. How long does it take to fully edit and produce one video? Well, it kind of depends. If you want to do like a 20-second edit, that'll take you like 6 hours, I guess, at most. If it's a gaming video with a lot of VFX and a lot of sound effects, well, that's going to take you 2 or 3. Like, it kind of depends. Now, how long does it take me to do one of my clients' videos? If I just sit down and grind non-stop, I feel like 2 days I can finish it. I've even managed to finish Kai's video, one of his latest Kai's video, which I'm, by the way, featured in. You should go check it out, by the way, in under 24 hours. If you're a fucking, I don't know, superhuman, then maybe a day. But most case scenarios, 2 days, 3 days, maybe even 4, depending on what kind of genre it is, how long the footage is, and everything in between. Is video editing hard? What kind of question? Yes, it's very hard. It's very underestimated. You're really trading your time for money, which is why I moved to streaming. I stream on Kick with the entire editing process of any one of my videos, including my own. In fact, I'm streaming this exact recording right now on Kick. You guys go check it out, of course. There's always a ladder up, right? So I feel like it is hard. The journey there is hard, but it is definitely rewarding if you can execute it correctly. Should I stick to one genre or should I go for all of them? Definitely not all of them. A few of them, 5 genres, maybe 7 genres at most, that'd be good. It's kind of easy to break it down, right? Like gaming, vlogs, podcasts, cooking, advertisements, dynamic AMVs or edits as we call them, reaction videos, maybe even top 10s. After that, there's not really going to be a genre or a type of video that you can't tackle. In the beginning, yeah, definitely go for a niche, I feel like, but once you feel like you're semi-comfortable, then you can move on to trying some new things. Don't jump into new genres without knowing what the fuck they can bring like I did way before. I even made a video about that. How many clients should I have at a time? How much is too much? Even if you have all the free time in the fucking world, I still wouldn't recommend any more than 4 videos a week. It's a serious challenge mentally to do all of that work. And trust me, 4 videos a week are gonna be making you pretty decent money. You think you can do it, but at what cost? Money is not worth shit if you're dead, okay? None of that is worth anything if you're not spending a good amount of time in the gym, getting in the best shape possible, networking. If you're just standing there editing day and night, like it's really not worth it. 4 videos a week. That's it. What are the hardest types of videos to edit? It depends on your experience. It depends on the genre. Let me put it in simple terms. The hardest videos to edit are the ones that require the most work, time, and effort. Quote that, slap it on a t-shirt, and give me 50% of the sales. Vice versa, what are the easiest types of videos to edit? I feel like reaction videos. Reaction videos are kind of easy to edit. They're not that hard. Cut out the bits that you don't want, keep the bits that you do want, cut out the shorts, some things that you do on every video, right? But you never move on to the next stage. What are the minimum system requirements that I should have in order to step my foot into the editing freelance world? The more you advance your editing skills, the more equipment and the better the quality of your video, stock footage, and everything like that should be, right? When it comes to the dead minimum of getting started, I would recommend at least i5 10th gen or at least Ryzen 5 3rd gen. I currently have a Ryzen 5 3600. RAM, like 16 is fine, 32 is better, 64 is the best option. Storage, kind of important. Probably recommend having maybe a terabyte of storage if all you want to do is be a freelance video editor and do some content creation of your own. A terabyte is a good starting point. By the way, speaking of storage, I would 100% recommend you buy Google Drive, like at least 200 gigabytes. You'll thank me later. GPU. If you're on AMD side and you want to go AMD, any RX 580 will be great. Make sure you get the 8 gigabyte variant. I know what you're thinking. Oh, but John, it's so old. Listen, I've been using that thing for 3 years straight. It is an amazing GPU for the value. But if you want to go NVIDIA instead, a GTX 16 series, 1650 is kind of more of a 1660. Like that can be a good starting point. Make sure the GPU does have at least 6 gigabytes of RAM in it. VRAM is extremely important though. I have so many more questions to answer. So if you guys want a part 2, let me know by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. As always, if you like my editing style and you want to work with me, all of my contact information will be linked down below. And I'll see you in the next video.